Hi, this is Sean,
Hi, this is Isaac.
and this channel is called Wolf Dog Moon. Today we're back in Dark Souls, and we left off. Isaac just defeated the Asylum demon, and now we're at the bonfire right outside the boss room. And if you like this kind of content, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on our next video. And comment down below. Let us know how we're doing and if you want to see more of this content. And let's get into this. Alright, Isaac, what do you think so far, by the way?
Well, that was a pretty epic boss fight. Just fought for the first boss in the game. And now I'm resting at this bonfire.
Yep. It only took you like three. I'm thinking it only took you like 3 tries. Was it 3 tries total? Not including when you first, before you have your weapons. It was about 3 tries, right?
Yep. And
That's not bad.
It was pretty close for me. Almost getting defeated near the end there, so.
Yeah, you threw the black firebomb. You only had 1 left.
Yeah.
That was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, you just threw a Hail Mary, I think. And hey, it paid off.
Yep.
I think it took around that many times the first time I played, if not maybe more than that. So I didn't have anyone giving me the basics. This game is, what's awesome about it and what makes it tough is they tell you what to do, but they don't show you. You're meant to understand these little messages they have on the ground and then put those into practice, but they throw you right into a fight, and so that's meant to get you to know the mechanics, but you're not shown how to do it unless you had watched someone else play the game, and then you kind of get a better idea. But you're going into this blind, just like I did, so I had to learn the hard way. But I can at least, you're supposed to know the basics. So comment down below if as far as like any tips that you want to give Isaac. I read the comments, he doesn't, so it's not like anything will be spoiled. So if you want to spoil or do spoilers, I'm pretty much fine with that, within reason. Obviously there's going to be other people watching the video, and maybe we can kind of keep from spoiling certain pivotal moments in the game, just so that people who aren't playing the game can be excited about the journey we're about to go on. You gonna say something?
Well, I like that the tutorials are kind of more like the old school kind of tutorials, where they're not holding your hand and it's not like too easy kind of game like some of the games nowadays.
That's true. You ready?
So makes you feel more accomplished.
Yeah, it's definitely an accomplishment. I mean, you took that big fat arsed beast down. He had a big booty. It was like the booty queen. And now we proceed onwards towards your destiny. What will his destiny be? Alright, remember what I told you before you head out here? It's good to, this game is about exploration. So it's about searching around like you would in old school games. So each level has secrets and has different things that are off the beaten path, so to speak. So you just also have to be careful because this has a platforming. So if you fall, you die, and also you take damage. Sometimes too much damage, and you die. This game's all about secrets and clues and hints. player that rushes through this game is a player that dies a lot. What are you hitting that wall for? Are you looking for secrets inside the wall? There are none to find there. What does this message say? Good job. Go straight ahead. They're celebrating your victory, taking down that fat demon with its big booty. Like this little graveyard right here. It's kind of warning you that that's your fate going forward. What's that down there? Did you see that?
You, give me warm, give me soft.
There's a couple eggs in there.
Okay.
Just be careful on that ledge. We're worried about you. That was interesting, right? What'd you think?
Line of dialogue.
Maybe check this other side over here. Don't give up so easily, son. This is the tutorial area. I can give you little hints in the tutorial area. And then you may be on your own. Oh, look at what you found. Thanks to my kind
Soul of
assistant.
Lost Undead.
Yep, Soul of a Lost Undead.
Okay.
So, you can check, yeah. Check in under that little pouch right there. It's like a sack. And scroll down. And click, you can,
So B.
it says, you can do, it says toggle display toggle status. So why don't you hit Y? Okay, this says Soul of a Lost Undead. Soul of a Lost Undead who has long ago gone hollow. To use this to acquire souls. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or even hollow, one continues to seek them. So this is like a currency instead of gold. So
Okay.
so you basically have it's like you can cash these souls in to turn them into souls that you can use to spend for different upgrades and items that you need as you progress. So you can't lose these ones unless once you cash them in and put them into your total, that's when you could potentially lose those souls. Right now it's kind of in your little pouch. It's in a bank. Hit X. What does X do? Okay, that toggles this thing.
Okay.
So if you get out of here, just hit what gets you out, A. And then you have to hit A again. Alright, now I guess you can proceed onwards. Unless you want to look, show us the view. Look at those mountains. What do you think about that?
Pretty awesome landscape.
Good, you're already looking around and stuff. Many people that play this game, they just rush through. And they're like, doo 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 doo, just rushing through the game. And then they get the painful difficulty sets in because they're making it painfully difficult.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be risen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords, Lodran.
Alright, you've arrived in Firelink Shrine. I think you just have to wait for that message to go away.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, at this bonfire, you can... This is where you can level up and where you can kindle and reverse hollowing. Now, I'm going to explain what these mean, and then once you get going, after this, I'm going to be giving you minimal help.
Okay.
Unless you're in desperation, and even then I might just check the comments and see what people say in the comments, and I'll give you the advice that they give you in the comments. But this part is important. So if you right now I'll show you, hit B to hit A to close this and get out of here for a second. Now face the camera, face us by turning. Okay, look up a little bit so we can see. Now right now you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So why don't you go into, hit the plus sign and go into the equipment thing. And you're gonna move over one to the swords and shield in the middle. Yep, click onto that. And now you're gonna scroll down. This is your equipment, and this is where your items are. So you can have two weapons installed, and you can only have one equipped. You have to select using the D-pad, and then you can have two shields, but you could also, in the second slot, you can have other weapons like a bow, or you can have another weapon. You could dual weapon wield in this game. And then down below, above where it says right hand, scroll down to there and scroll down to it.
Okay.
Go all the way down. Thank you. Nope. There you go. Now you're in your armor. So right now your headpiece is this mask type gimmick. You know, we know masks don't work, but move over one more, and that's your chest piece armor, and then move over one more to the right, and you have gloves.
Yep.
And then you have pants. Okay.
Yep.
Now unlike other games, each one of these offers you different level of resistance, like reducing the enemy's attacks. So why don't you go through the different items really quick by pushing, if you go to let's go up to the knife, scroll all the way back up to the knife and hit X, or hit B. Now you're in this display. This shows you other weapons that you could equip and other items. Right now you just have the bandit's knife, a straight sword hilt, and the target shield. Okay? And then these different numbers over here, under where it says bandit's knife, this is the amount of damage it does, is 56. And then one of the most critical stats though is this one all the way to the right where it says 1.0.
Yep.
That's the weight.
Okay.
So you're gonna hit X on this, I think, or you're gonna hit Y, and now it shows you the different stats that it showed you briefly. And you see it says physical 56 plus 11. So based on your stats, your different stats, and I'll show you that, it does 56 base attack plus 11 slash.
Yeah.
And then it has a critical, that's what the 147 is. So if you do a critical attack, like a backstab or whatever, it adds bonus damage to what otherwise, not all the weapons have a critical attack. So I think if you, also if you look down, it says parameter bonus. See that? It says E and B.
Yep.
Similar to like anime and stuff, they use the same ranking system in Japan for a lot of things, manga, anime, where you have S class is the best, then you have A, B, C, D, E in this game. So B is pretty good, so A would be better than B, and so E is not so good. So that's your parameter bonuses based on your stats. So hit X again.
Sure.
If over here is your it tells you your level, it tells you how many souls you have, and then these your stats: vitality, 2-minute endurance, strength, dexterity, resistance, intelligence, faith, and humanity. Those are your stats, like in Dungeons and Dragons, where in Dungeons and Dragons you have charisma, you have strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and constitution. So this one's similar to Dungeons and Dragons, or those type of fantasy role-playing games, Pathfinder and stuff. So you can level up those different abilities, vitality being your health. Okay, and then endurance affects like the amount that you can carry. And remember, the armor and your weapons weigh stuff. So remember when I showed you that this dagger the weight is 1.0?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna affect how your character moves and stuff. Now hit Y one more time. Okay, that says the bandit's knife. This wide single-edged short sword is the favorite of lowly thieves and bandits. Primarily a slicing weapon, but highly effective when used for critical hits, such as after parrying or from behind. So you get a bonus if you parry with this one. And scroll down one to the next one. Down, just go down one with the D-pad. There you go. And this is a straight sword hilt, so it's broken. And the hilt of this lost sword was found discarded in the Undead Asylum. Only slightly better than one's bare hands and not recommended for extensive use. Be certain to find a replacement quickly. And then go down to the shield using the D-pad. And this is a small round metal shield for protrusions used to parry attacks. So this is a good parry shield. Small shields are always less stable, but landing critical hits after parry is easier. This shield is specialized for parrying. And so get out of this screen by going back by hitting the A button. And then if you scroll down to, with the D-pad, scroll down to the armors. And now select the Thieves Mask.
Sure.
By hitting B. And then this tells you right here what kind of resistances it gives you. And then it gives you the weight, which is 1.2. Now, select this, like by going Y, and then so it says it gives you physical defense of 9.0, and then these other stats are based on different weapons that the enemies will use against you. They strike, slash, and thrust. And then, which it's against strike, this mask is better than some of the other ones. And then they have actual magic and fire and like lightning defenses too. And then so if you go over to the wide toggle display, I can read the description, and then I'll show you a couple more things, and then you're on your own. Okay? And then you're going to be wishing I was going to be telling you more than that. Thief mask, mask of sinners. We're all sinners, but they're, particularly this guy, maybe he's even more of a sinner. They hide their faces, stifle their voices, and hide in the shadows. It does not provide much in the way of defense. Alright, so I think all of them have that same description. So we can get out of this now. And I'll just take you back quick. We're up against, we got a few more minutes, so back up out of this by backing out, by hitting A. And then hit A one more time. And now go get out of this screen too. And now rest at the bonfire. Now I'm going to show you this really quick. If you scroll down one, you can level up, which click on that right there by hitting A or one of the things. And see this arrow blinking next to it?
Yeah.
That will, you can, based on how many souls, right now it says required souls. So to level up one, it's going to cost you 741 souls. Right now you, in your bank, which is it's not in your equipment bag, it's actually on your person. So there's two separate places you can keep souls. You keep souls as a currency in your bag, but then you keep souls as a currency on your person, which you can lose. Does that make sense?
Okay.
If you have questions, just shout them out, because remember, I'm not going to be helping you very much after this. So you got 2,160 souls.
Yep.
And so to level, as you level up, it costs more. So to go from level 1, from level 5 to level 6, it's going to cost 741 souls to level up one of those stats. To go from 6 to 7, it's going to cost more than 741. So you have to spend your souls with thought and carefully. The one of the things I'll tell you is, and everyone will say this in the comments, and is not to put, so I'm just going to tell you now so we don't have to deal with that. Don't put any stats into resistance. Okay, you're never going to level up resistance. No matter how much you think that that's a good idea, it's not. Don't do it. Okay? You're just throwing away souls there. It's a dead stat in this particular game. So where it says resistance right here,
Okay.
don't listen to the little voice in your head that says, no, I can put stats in there, it's going to help me. Don't put levels into resistance. Okay? And then the other thing is down here where it says this is one thing that it takes forever for anyone to figure out. So I'm just going to show you. See where it says humanity?
Yeah.
Right now it's 0.
Yeah.
Because you're an undead.
Yeah.
What I'm going to have you do is back up one just quickly. You're going to exit out of here by pushing A. And you're going to push A again. I should have had you do this before. But open up your equipment again. And then go to the armor, which is the second one. That's cross swords. Scroll down to the mask. And you're going to unequip the mask by pushing Y. And then you're going to back out. We want to take a look at what you look like. That's what you look like now. Okay, you're an ugly mo. You're a fugly guy. You thought you were beautiful, especially after you beat that asylum demon. But no, you're hideous. Ain't nobody gonna want to smooch on you. So you're pretty hideous. That's because you're a hollow.
Yep.
Okay, you have humanity on your person, or you may have humanity in your equipment bag, because humanity is a type of currency. You lost your humanity when you went undead, when you were branded as with the dark sign.
Yeah.
That's what sent you to the asylum. They tell you in the opening cutscene that they lock you there because they don't know what to do with you. Whereas that guy behind you, he looks beautiful. He looks like a human. So he must have he must have his humanity still. But you have a secret. You're the chosen. So you can reclaim your humanity, sometimes temporarily. Okay? So I'll show you how to do that, and so that you know right from the beginning. And so unfortunately, what's weird about this game is it's a two-step process, because again, you don't have any humanity to use to get your humanity back, but you get humanity in different ways. It's another form of currency in the game.
Okay.
So let's see if you have any humanity to use. So yeah, go into your equipment right there. Not that one, the bag. Okay, yep. And scroll down. It says right there, humanity, and click Y onto that. It says use to gain 1 humanity and restore a large amount of HP. Okay, so it says rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? So what you're going to do is you can use this item. So what you're going to do is use this item. I'll have you do it. This is one thing everyone misses in this game because it's kind of esoteric. So go back one.
Okay.
Like go back. Oops. Click back on in that bag. We're going to use that humanity. So you're going to hit B on it, and you're going to use this.
Okay.
So use it. Hit OK. Alright. Now, in the corner, see where it says 0-1 next to your your health and your endurance?
Yeah.
That means you have 1 humanity as you can use as currency.
Okay.
Okay? This is what a lot of people screw up. And so, if I don't tell you this, every comment down in the comments will be trying to explain this thing that the game half explains, or they do in an esoteric way. You have the humanity as a currency, but you are still undead because you haven't used that humanity. Okay?
Sure.
So it's 0-1. Now, you're going to go to the bonfire.
Okay.
And then you're going to go down to reverse hollowing, because you're not, what they call an undead in this is a hollow. So you're a hollow. So right now you're hollow.
Yep.
You're going to reverse hollowing. And so you get, that means you're offering humanity and reverse hollowing. So this is like a 2-step process. Did you see how that worked? So click yes.
Okay.
Do it and watch what happens. Now stand up so we can take a look at you. Let's see what you look like. Face the camera, just push down. There you go, you're beautiful again. Wow, the ladies, they're not going to be able to keep their hands off of you now. Look at that armor too, you're a total badass. Alright, so any other questions? Anything else I could tell you? Because I will not be telling you anything else further, son. You're on your own. I'll give you hints and stuff, or I'll go by what they say in the comments.
Okay.
Is there any other questions you have? Let me show you one last thing. So, go to, rest at the bonfire. And this is where if you scroll down, to where it says Kindle. Click on that. Now, it says no humanity right there.
Yeah.
And this is one of the confusing aspects of the game. You don't have any humanity as currency,
Yeah.
but you have reclaimed your humanity.
Yeah.
So this is confusing in a way that once you understand, then it's not confusing. But before that, it can be very confusing because you just used humanity and now you have your humanity back, but now the game's telling you you have no humanity. But what it means is where it says 00,
Means you have no humanity as a currency.
yes. So you can't kindle this bonfire then.
Yep.
And because you can, in this game, you can level up the bonfires. And what that means is you get more Estus flask usage once you kindle the bonfire.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because right now you have 10 Estus flasks from this bonfire. Get that?
Alright.
But that might not be the case for other bonfires as you go explore. Maybe they don't give you 10.
Yeah.
You have to upgrade the bonfires. And then the last thing I'll show you, and hit OK, is the level up right here. So when you go to the screen here, let's say you're a thief, okay? So a thief is high dexterity because you're meant not to carry huge amounts of armor, and you're supposed to be a thief. So you're supposed to be moving silently, and you're supposed to be using a lot of skill and maneuverability. So each of the stats, attunement is for if you want to use spells, and faith is if you need a certain, each stat has to be a certain number in order to use certain weapons or cast certain spells. So there are parameter requirements and prerequisites to use certain weapons, similar to Dungeons and Dragons like 2nd edition. There are prerequisites for each weapon because they're class specific. So if you're the type of person that's played Dungeons and Dragons before, the old school Dungeons and Dragons, then you kind of get that concept. But most younger people don't. They may not have played those older systems.
Yeah.
So you can actually level up because you have 2,160.
Okay.
Now, when you level up, it's gonna increase the damage potentially. If you're, for example, you're using a dagger, which is a dexterity based weapon. So as you increase your dex, remember I showed you the different S class, A class, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
So if you increase the dexterity, then that dagger is going to do more damage. But the dagger also uses strength, but that's a secondary stat for that particular weapon.
Okay.
So raising strength and dexterity will improve the damage for that weapon. But that may not be the case for other weapons. Some weapons might just be strength based. Some weapons might only be dexterity. Any questions? Any other questions? Because then you're going to be on your own. How many minutes we're at? 33 minutes?
Yep.
Alright, so let's back out here. You got any questions before this episode ends? Because I'm about to end it.
Okay, so this is mostly like an RPG for this.
Yep, you level up as you go, and the souls are the currency. And so when you attack an enemy, or an enemy strikes you down and you die, you go back to the bonfire that you had chose, like the previous bonfire that you had used, and your souls are going to be wherever the enemy killed you or in the vicinity of the enemy, and your actual money on you, like on your person, is going to be on the ground in that spot, and you have one shot to get back there without dying to get your currency back. You still have money potentially in your bag, but the souls that were on your person, you have one shot to get them.
Okay.
So sometimes you want to use those souls, especially if you're going to go into an area where you haven't been before, or you know that it's going to be difficult. Then it's good to use your souls to upgrade, to repair your weapons, all that kind of stuff. So right now you have 2,160 souls. Do you want to just quickly level something up here? And I can give you some recommendations maybe. Do you want to do a quick level up, or do you just want to be on your own now?
Okay, quick level up then.
Say that again?
Do a quick level up.
Alright, well, I'll level you up once.
Okay.
So what I suggest that you level up right now is your endurance.
Alright.
Your endurance affects how many times you can attack. Remember that green bar that I showed you?
Yeah.
How you were swinging that sword, all hitting the wall, hitting everything except the enemy. Remember when you were doing that?
Yeah.
Well, and you were using up all your stamina. Well, you can hit the wall and everything except the enemy even more if you increase the endurance. So why don't you do that? Increase the endurance once. You're going to use the D-pad to do it one time. Or do it up. Yeah, like that. Now it's blue. And see these stats over here? Your stamina went from 90 to 91. It doesn't seem like it's a big boost, but it is. And then not only that, your equip load went up from 49 to 50. So that means you can potentially use heavier armors, but you still have to be careful, because remember your weapons weigh stuff, and
Yeah.
so is your shield. And so your some of your resistances automatically go up. That's why you don't put anything into resistance, because they give you free upgrades in your resistances anyway.
Yeah.
And then there's armors and different things that you can use to improve your resistance.
Alright.
So you'd be throwing stats away. And then see, it also increase. This is something you should pay attention to. Your physical defense is affected no matter what you increase, I think, in terms of your stats. So I guess this is going to be a little bit longer episode, but go down to accept, and now you're going to be level 6, and now your required souls is 758. So now it's going to require, next time, it's like inflation or something.
Yeah.
So every time you level up, inflation is triggered. So go down and hit accept.
So B.
Well, you can hit B. You could do it two ways, I think. You don't have to go all the way down to accept. But hit B, and then confirm. Alright, now you've leveled up, and then get out of this whole area. Yep. And stand up. And then face the camera. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as Isaac meanders his way through this Dark Souls, he's now in Firelink Shrine, and let us know what you think. I gave him some tips and hints and strategies basic stuff that you're actually supposed to know by the time you get to Firelink Shrine. None of that stuff is actually supposed to be a mystery. I think the original intent of this game was that you'd have those mechanics in hand as you progress through the rest of the game. But after this point, I'm going to offer him very little in terms of strategy or help. He's going to be on his own, and I'm going to use in the comments below your comments and advice for him, and I'm going to offer those suggestions, and he's going to decide what he wants to do ultimately, but I'll tell him your suggestions. So I hope you found this enjoyable, and I hope this video finds you having an amazing day, and I hope you have a blessed day. Signing off.